Hello, hello, hello. If you've been feeling like your paycheck isn't enough anymore, you are not crazy. Over half of people right now are trying to find a second source of income. But here's the part nobody is saying. It's not that people are lazy. It's that everything that they try feels confusing, overwhelming, or like a second full-time job. And if you are a mom, especially if you are already tired, already stretched in, you don't need another job. You need a simpler way to make money that actually fits your life. So let me break this down for you in the simplest way. Today, I am actually running late. I'm so sorry. Time flies when you're having fun. Anyway, as you come in, let me know where you are watching from. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're going to be talking today about, nearly 7 out of 10 people say they need extra income just to keep up with bills. And I actually was watching the news earlier today, and that's what prompted this live today because I was like, how many people are you serious? Like 7 out of 10 of us are actually looking for a second way to, generate an income. And it's like, it's why? Like, why are we doing this to ourselves? Like, why are we going through this? You know what I mean? Like, not just because there are better ways to do it obviously, but it's so insane that these are the like this is the actual situation that we're all living in. Like we have to have a second way to generate an income to make ends meet, and that is outrageous. It shouldn't be that way. We do a lot of like having to we have a family and we have kids, but it's like the decision whether to leave them with the babysitter so you could go get another job. And then if you get another job, how much you're going to have to pay the babysitter to take care of your children. And is it even going to at some point make any sense? Hi guys, let me know where you're joining from when you come in. Thank you for joining today. So like that's where it is. Like, is it even going to make sense to actually get a second job to be away from your children than having to pay for babysitting, or whatever the situation may be, because you might actually have to travel, then that's more gas, and gas prices are insane right now, right? So welcome, welcome. Thank you. Hi everyone. Thank you for joining. So it just drove me insane because I was really watching the news. I was kind of like preparing lunch and then actually watching the news. And I was like, what? This many of us are actually looking for a second job, like a second way to make ends meet. And as I mentioned to you guys before, I'm sure you guys have seen it on my live, on my posts. I'm a disabled mom with, that can no longer keep a traditional 9 to 5. And it has been such a stressful time for me because I'm a super independent person, and to have to, that would always do everything for herself. You know what I mean? Like I would never need anyone's help. I could do it all before being chronically ill. And so now that I cannot keep up a job, it has been so stressful in so many ways. Thank you so much for the love, you guys. So I had to look for something. I really had to look for something that I could do from home, that it doesn't require a lot of time. Like a lot of people who actually struggle with chronic pain, you know what I mean? And chronic illnesses is something that you struggle with every single day of your life. And some days are better than others. Thank you so much for the love, you guys. And it's impossible to have any type of steady anything in life. Hello, hi, welcome. Thank you for joining. It's so hard to just being able to keep a job, to keep a normal life, to be able to provide for yourself, for your family. So it got so stressful. I actually went for a while into MLM, but because again of my illnesses, it was always really hard for me to keep consistency in anything that I was doing. And that's why I started searching for something that I honestly could do from home, didn't require a lot of time. And for some reason in my heart, I was like, it needs to be something, thank you so much. It has to be something that's automated, because the moments when I couldn't answer, a follow-up with, if you DM, if you've ever been into network marketing, comment yes, if you feel the struggle, like, you have to DM, 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 and it's kind of sort of like a numbers game, and you're hoping that it's gonna, at some point it's gonna work, you know what I mean? But when you don't have the skills to actually have those conversations about your product, about your business with people, it gets sort of like, okay, I don't know what I'm doing, and this is not working. And of course, because that wasn't a system to just be, DMing strangers and friend requesting strangers. That's not a system, and that was actually so stressful, because if I was in pain, it was really hard for me to even focus on any type of reply, let alone have a conversation and actually network with the person. So that's why automation meant that it was something that I needed for sure. Like, I could not, I needed something that if I wasn't available, that it would answer for me. And that's what this system actually does for me. So when you go into my website, you put your email wherever you want me to send you the information, and the actual system does that for me. So, I could be resting, or I could be, with my son, and I could be doing something, and hello, thank you for joining, Shelly. Welcome, welcome. Thank you. Hi. Hi guys, I'm doing great. Thank you so much. How are you doing? Thank you for joining. I'm so excited to have you guys here, because honestly, I did want to make sure that I jump in and I talked about, like, this is too much. You know what I mean? Even if you're not a person who struggles with chronic illness, to be 7 out of 10 people say that they need a second, like, extra income still to keep up with the bills. I show up because I just want to make sure that I help you guys understand that there is a better way to things, and it's very important, because, like I said, when I can. Thank you, welcome, welcome. Let me know where you're joining from when you come in. Thank you guys so much for showing up. So I just want to make sure that we all have a way that we can, if we do need a second income, or just, to have something that you can do, if you've been looking for a job or a second way to generate an income, make sure that we know that this is out here for you guys. So let me see. I want to talk a little bit about what the system does for us, especially with automation, because a lot of people, we have a lot of people that actually continue to have their jobs and continue to. Thank you so much, Shelly. Thank you, thank you. And if, as I'm speaking, if you guys think of any questions, make sure you guys let me know in the comments. I would love to answer your questions. And so the automation part is the thing that a lot of people that are having success in our community are actually, hi, thank you, are still with their job. They haven't left their job. They're still able to work their full-time job, and automations is what helps us be able to do that. Because if we are at work, your system, your automated system, will actually help you answer, any inquiries, or like if people are interested, that they put their information, and this automated system sends them the blueprint information. Okay, so I made a few notes here for us to talk about today. And let me see here. So for example, the post that I put earlier before I came on live about Farid, right? He thought that he was actually going to take until June to be able to have this system up and running, and honestly, within actually 48 hours, most of us have our system up and running. And he thought he was going to be, done until June of this year. He's like, well, I still, because he still has a full-time job that he has, he is still trying to figure out, and that's what he thought it was going to take him that long to be able to set it all up. But in reality, this is a simple system that you can actually have set up within the 48 hours that you purchase. So, and then if you don't want to actually do it yourself, because so the system is so that you actually understand how to all these skills to set up an automated system, to set up your website, to set up everything that you need to set up to have a successful business. And you have step by step. Thank you. You have actually step-by-step instructions on how to set up your system. And we also offer you, the company actually offers you a way to have it done for you if that's something that you'd wish, instead of having to do it all yourself. You can actually have the company do it for you. There's a charge for that, but obviously the information that you get to do it yourself, obviously that's completely free because that's what you purchase on how to actually get this done. So within 48 hours, most of us have had our system up and running and ready to go. And that's a lot of stuff that, a lot of the questions that we get, like a lot of people think like, okay, what if I just can't figure this out? So it's not just a program that you, or a course that you purchase, it's an actual interactive program that you're in. So right now, like, for example, give you two examples. Right now we're doing a 90-day run where our mentor actually gives us daily coaching on what to do to go up out there and have our content done, where it's not something that is, tedious, or you're like, well, how am I going to do it? No, you don't leave. And it's like a 3 to 5 minute video where you go, you take the information, and you're ready to be done with that video and post, because it's so simple on what you need to follow. So it's very simple, interactive. So another of the, like, in the post of like the tech part of I'm not so techy, but everything that I've learned to do as far as tech goes, I've learned it from this program. So like Farid, he isn't so techy either, but he still have the community to be able to support him. This is a global community, so if there's someone is up, they're gonna answer. You'll have at least 5 comments on how to solve your problems. So it's interactive. It's not like how you will go to college and learn, but after you're done, right? Thank you guys. Thank you so much for the love. So that is one of the amazing things about this, because when you're busy living your life, and I mean, I've shown it to you guys on the wins from the community, when you're out there busy living your life, the last thing you want to worry about is having to figure out how to do things and spend time, Googling things, YouTubing things, or wherever you may do, to be able to have a system running. The system is already programmed so that as soon as you plug in what you need to plug in, for example, you need to plug in your gate ways, like the payments, where you're gonna get deposit your income, your check, whatever, your commission deposited in, like, you have to set that up, and then you have to set up your website and everything else. But again, everything is step by step, and it's on video so that you actually learn it and go do it. Simple stuff. It's like mind blowing how simple it is. So again, you do it the one time, you plug it in the one time. Is almost like, I feel like it's like if you plug it to the wall and it just works for you. And again, within 48 hours is like something that you can actually have up and running after you purchase, which is amazing, because at the time that I actually purchased the blueprint myself, I was too sick to think of anything. And I actually ended up having it done for me within the 48 hours or so, like on that weekend, because I think it was a Friday. So it was very simple to plug in, and it's something that you can do, you can run for you while you are doing your life. So you don't have to stop to be like, oh, quick, 1 second, son or daughter, or 1 second, let me just answer this, because if not, I'm going to lose this person. No, it's like the automated system does all the follow-up for you. So that is, so there is no complication, you know what I mean, to set up the program, the website, so that it's up and running for you. Let's see. So what else? The notes that I took for you guys today. And so, for example, one of the reasons why when you're trying a new business, why most of the times it actually fails is because there is no clarity. There is no clarity as to, okay, what do I need to do? How do I need to do it? Especially if you're new. I'm completely new to digital marketing. I've done sorry, network marketing, but I've never done digital marketing, and it's very very different. It's almost like the opposite because you're not here, chasing people, whether friends and family, or just talking to random strangers, to just start networking, you know what I mean? And so it's the complete opposite. You actually learn attraction marketing skills to be able to leverage like yourself, like your story, your persona, like to build your brand. So you're not branding the community, you're actually branding yourself, and you're learning attraction marketing skills to be able to do that, plus the digital marketing skills that you also learn. So you learn both sides of attracting customers to you without you having to, you know do a warm list, or all the things that they teach you to, like, okay, start calling people, and you don't have to do any of that. That's a lot of time consuming. When I actually was looking for something simpler, that meant something to me, that okay, I need this to actually be simple. I can't do complicated, I can't be stressed out, I can't, you know what I mean, like my health is too delicate, sadly, for me to be able to worry or stress out about things that I shouldn't stress out about. So thank God for me, when I found this, was like, okay, you just follow a simple a system that is simple and step by step, and it's like completely newbie friendly. You know what I mean? Like I said, I've never done digital marketing, and it was the easiest thing with all the modules and all the information that we have. It was super simple for me to continue to do it and not get like turned off about it, because when you don't understand something, then you're like, okay, well, I don't have the time right now to figure it out, let me put it away, and then the next thing you know, you forget about that you even purchased the program. Excuse me. Oh my god. So how are you guys doing today? Oh my god. Hello, hello, hello. Tell me where you are joining me from, and let's continue to talk about this. So yeah, we talked about you need a simple way to attract people daily, not chasing them, not them, or like DMing or begging people. Sometimes, like when you are like almost like in that type of situation when you need to generate an income, you're like, okay, my God, I don't know what I'm gonna do. But if I have to beg someone to do business with me, sometimes it gets like that. Hi, Tito. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining. Let me know where you're joining from. I'd love to know where where my content is being pushed to. That is amazing. I mean, don't you guys love social media? Like you could, if any of you here are actually and if you already have your own business, put a yes in the comment, because I would love to know where all the content is being pushed. Because if you're already a business owner, and isn't it mind blowing that you do not have to spend money on marketing to be able to be seen? You just need the right skills, and that's what this blueprint teaches you. So, if you already need the information right now, all you need to go do, all you need to do to get the blueprint information is go to Miriam's. That's my first name, Miriam's Daily Pay, which is the name of here my YouTube channel, miriamsdailypay.com. That's where you get the information for the blueprint. You will get, as soon as you put your information, you will get the free Freedom Formula Blueprint. That is a step-by-step guide for you guys to leverage a proven blueprint and turn it into a profitable online business. And I'm giving you guys complete free access to it. That's where you could get started again. And especially if you already have a business, that is the exact blueprint that we are using to be able to promote ourselves, to have our website and everything that we are doing with the system. That's the exact blueprint that we use to be able to set everything up, and the steps of like how to your accounts that you need to open when you're going to do social media. Like, it gives you a lot of information, and that's completely free access to you guys. Okay. So again, so now you need automation, because if you're tired, busy, or having an off day, like a lot of times, with my illness, sometimes it's like I don't feel good, I have a lot of brain fog, I have Sometimes the weather bothers me. It's like, I mean, if you can relate, let me know in the comments. But it's really hard. Sometimes it's like it's unpredictable, you know. And so for me to be able to even make an appointment, or like even if it's, hi Mohammed, welcome. Thank you for joining. Thank you. Um, it gets really hard to make any type of like plans for anything, you know what I mean, personal, business, you know, whatever. So even when I'm like having a day off, like my automated system is literally out there working for me, because once you go into, when you know, when you guys get your blueprint and they'll go into your website, that's what's gonna happen. Like people, you know, you're not gonna be awake the whole time. You might have someone that, you know, they're tired at like, I don't know, but they can't fall asleep because they have all the stress of thinking about money and the bills and the rent and all of those things. And you know, the algorithm is going to push that information to them, so they're actually going to go into your website and put their information, because they want to know more about your blueprint, about your, you know, about your offer. So they're, you know, your automated system will send the information to them. So it's not like you have to be glued to your phone 24/7. And that was actually something that I loved about this, because with network marketing, you do, you know, you have to be like ready to answer whatever DM or whatever, because it could be a possible, you know, customer, you know what I mean? So that's why this automated system, it was like gold for me, because I was like, okay, that can be done without me having to be chasing people, you know what I mean? You don't have to do any of that without here. So again, if you're looking for a second job, but I mean, a job, how long is it going to take you more away from your family, away from things that you actually want to do? So it's like you can have this automated system set up, and even when you are at work, you'll be able to, you know, have customers come in, because it's an automated system. The automated system, it has like an email. Thank you, Lisa. I appreciate you. Thank you. You're so very kind. um, so it will be working for you out there without you having to be doing anything, because you plug it in the one time, and it's ready for you to just, you know, have people find you. So those are the skills that you learn here. You'll learn how to set up the back of your business, your emails, your funnels, your, you know, when you send newsletters automatically, all of those things that, you know, the back sort of office, you learn how to do all of that here. And then you also learn how to get seen, like how to tell your story, how to share your story with other people, and connect with the people, because with your people, a lot of things we always want to help everyone, right? As business owners, we want to make sure that we help everyone, because that's what we want to do. We want to serve, we want to help everyone. But if you start talking to everyone, no one is going to listen. You know what I mean? Like, there's just like, hey, like, no, it doesn't work that way. So that's why you have to learn who your perfect customer is. And that's what you learn here. Like, my story is this, like, this is how I actually found this blueprint. I was literally coming from a network marketing event here in Las Vegas, and I was just so like, I was so hyped up because of the business and everything that was going on with the company. It's an amazing company. Um, but I got out of there in pain, and I was like, so my body was so overwhelmed by the noise, but because, you know, we were screaming, we were cheering, we would, you know, and I was so overwhelmed, and then my body it started being in pain. And I was like, you know, I walked away from the hotel, and I was like, I was walking away, you know, trying to get home, and I was like, there's no way that I'm going to be able to continue to do this, because it's so high energy, and the motivation that you need, it's a lot for me to be able to do that. My body can't do that anymore. So I was like literally crying, and I was like like praying to God. I was like, I'm going to need something that is like, it doesn't require me to be with it like all day long, like all the time. Like, I'm gonna need something that I could do from home, that doesn't require a lot of time, and that is automated. That was like the prayer. Like, literally, I was crying for it, because I was like, that's what I need. Like, I cannot do this network marketing with this type of high energy. I cannot do that. It was just not for me. My body couldn't handle it. So I was like, I'm going to need something that is exactly this. A few weeks later, I actually found this on Facebook. And the word that got me, you guys, was automated. I was like, I literally I literally was like, oh my God. Like the word, it gave me chills because I was like, that's exactly what I asked for. Like I exactly asked for that it had to be automated because that was so important for me. Thank you, Melissa. It was so important for me because I was like, it needs to be able to run on its own. I cannot be 100% of the time with it. I can't even do that for myself some days. It's just like I needed that. And so I was like, oh my God. So I reached out. Funny enough, it was someone that I had actually done business prior to seeing this. He was a business partner in that network marketing that I was in before. He was my business partner, and he stopped doing it. So then I saw that he posted on Facebook, and I was like, oh my God. So of course that right there was like, okay, he is a gentleman. He would not ever be doing scam things, because it says like $900 pay, like possible $900 daily. You're like, come on, seriously, like who's making that type of money? Like no way, like your brain, because we're so trained to think that things like that are not possible. Right away, your my brain was like, okay, well, I don't know about that, but I was like, okay, tell me about what's going on. Like, what are you doing? Like, I stopped myself from thinking like about that part, that I was like, okay, is it like a scam or something? But I was like, no, I know him. He would never do something like this, right? So I asked him for the information. I actually joined a webinar, and that's when I understood, and it just clicked. I was like, well, of course. It's just sort of like a high ticket item. That's all it is. Like once you understand what it is, you're like, oh, okay, well, that makes total sense. But from the outside looking, just that, a post, it's not gonna give you that understanding, right? But then I was like, okay, cool. So I asked him for the information. I still waited a few, like I don't know, a few, I think it was several months after I found the information. I still waited because I was like, okay, and when I finally did it, I did it, and I went for it because I was just like, oh my God. Like I was so eager to like learn more about, what I mean? I was like, because I wanted to have a business. I wanted to be able to really do something, right? That I could seriously do from home. And so here I am ever since. And now, like now, thank God that I'm able to go live with you guys, because, sometimes like it's good to just do the small posts, the shorts and stuff. But, to go live is when you actually get to connect with people. And I'm so grateful that, and especially thanks to you guys, because you are the ones that got me, I guess the rights to go live, because you subscribe to my channel. So I'm very, very grateful for that. And so now we actually get to hang out, and we actually get to learn about all these things and talk about, what we are going to be able to do for ourselves for our future, and not have to be concerned with money, or like, I'm so tired, you guys, of having to check my bank account before I do anything. I'm just like, that's why I'm like, I'm staying consistent. I'm doing everything that I can to learn about everything that I need to, so that I can actually reach as many mamas as I can, so that I can help you guys, just get out of that too. Because it's terrible to have to be like living paycheck to paycheck, and having to struggle, and every time you go to the store having to check your bank account and see if the card is going to go through, or like, I mean, there have been times when I've been like at the point where it's like I don't even have service to check my bank account at the store, and have to use the Wi-Fi or something, like stuff like that. And it's like tired, like we're just tired of living that way. You know what I mean? Like things outside of the world are so insane, but if we can actually have control of this one thing and have it to be automated for us, so we're like, we actually get to earn while we learn. I mean, I am just and so, it's amazing. So tomorrow I'm gonna jump on. I think I might do it a little bit earlier, but and then we will just continue to talk about this. But again, so if you need get the information right now for the blueprint, all you need to do is go to miriamsdailypay.com. Put your email so that my automated system can send you the information. for the blueprint, and make sure that you get the free access to the Freedom Formula Blueprint, so that you can leverage a proven blueprint and turn it into a profitable online business. I am so grateful for you guys being here, joining me today. Tomorrow we'll talk more about the blueprint, and I'm actually going to go ahead and tell you guys about the 4 different products that I'm offering for you, because I understand that not everybody has the same exact needs. So I have 4 different products for you that I can actually offer you depending on your needs, depending on what you want to learn. So I'm going to tell you all about that tomorrow. I'll let you know what time I might be going on earlier, like maybe at 5:30, but I'll let you guys know. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate all the love. Make sure that you guys subscribe so that you can be notified when I go live, when I post. Make sure, please like, share if you're able to share the information, so that more mamas who are looking for a second, source of income, but don't want to have to be away from their children, that they can actually have something that they can do from home and have an automated system that works for them. So thank you so much again for joining me today, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.